All right, this is exercise 31. It says the Office of Federal Housing Enterprise Oversight collects data on various aspects of housing costs around the U.S. Here's a scatter plot of the housing cost index versus the median family income for each of the 50 states. The correlation is 0.65. So, I'm sorry, I have to put, this is the median family income. And this is the housing cost index. All right, and the correlation is 0.65. All right. A says, describe the relationship between housing cost index and the median family income by state. Okay, and it's I would say there's generally a positive, moderately strong linear relationship. Okay, and it just seems like we've got a few outliers whose housing cost seems high for their income. And then we've got one where the housing cost index seems really low for the median family income. So I would say positive, moderately strong, linear relationship. A few outliers, okay? Or, yeah. B asks, if we standardize both variables, what would the correlation coefficient between the standardized variables be? Okay? And so correlation is based on z-scores anyway. So even if we changed the index or the scale on either of these axes and standardized them or not, the correlation would still be 0.65. C asks, if we had measured median family income in thousands of dollars instead of dollars, how would the correlation change? And again, it's not affected by the change in units, so the correlation would still be 0.65. D asks, Washington, D.C. has a housing cost index of 548 and a median income of about 45,000. If we were to include DC in the data set, how would that affect the correlation coefficient? Okay, so DC would be out here, somewhere around there. So it might be a tiny bit of an outlier. And so it might change our correlation coefficient and decrease it a tiny bit. Okay, so DC would be a small outlier. So the correlation coefficient R might decrease a little bit, if at all, okay? And the last part, E asks, do these data provide proof that by raising the median income in a state, the housing cost index will rise as a result? And the answer is no. We don't know if housing cost index is caused by median family income. Okay, we can say there might be some sort of positive association, but we don't know why when median family income goes up, housing cost goes up. Okay, it could be just the opposite, or there could be some other factor going on that causes both of these to grow. So we can't make conclusions why. Okay, and that is exercise 31.